Hello, this is Michael with Manhattan Rare Books, and what we have for you today is a large archive, over 100 photos, documenting the life of, as you can see, Albert Einstein. This is a press archive, and it's Wide World Photos. It's from the archives of Wide World Photos with their authentication stamps, and Wide World Photos was later absorbed by the Associated Press. And one thing I find particularly interesting is that the photos have these captions with them. Now, the captions aren't attached to the photos, so they don't harm the photos. They're loose, you see here. But they add a lot of context. And I find them particularly interesting because they, contextualize the photos and more generally add a lot of insight into how Einstein was covered by the press. Einstein, as we know, was, for much of his life, an international celebrity. And it's helpful to stop and think for a moment how strange that is. He was a scientist, writing papers that very few people understood, and yet he became one of the most recognized people in the world. One of the reasons is that he became famous at the same time that mass media became so influential. It was the perfect union of subject and medium. But let's start at the beginning and go through this collection to understand how the public image of Einstein came to be. Here we have, I'll go through it kind of quickly, it's 100 photos, but here we have an interesting photo from 1919, just marking his 40th birthday. Again with the slug. Dr. Einstein in his study in Berlin, Germany, at the age of 40. He's looking very serious. I think in 1919, the crazy genius image wasn't yet, created by the press. Actually, I think the fact that people didn't understand the science contributed to his status as a genius. If something is easy to understand, it often doesn't feel like a work of genius. But also at the time, he looked like someone out of central casting for our idea of genius. But, getting ahead of ourselves here. Let's look. Professor Albert Einstein, famous German scientist. It's almost like whatever he did was of interest. Here's him with Tagore, sailing. This is a picture I've never seen before. The caption's interesting, too. Berlin, Germany. Photo shows Albert Einstein, the great German scientist, as he appeared last week before the microphone. Mr. Einstein spoke into the microphone, which was connected to a gramophone, on his theories, 1930. I find that the images before he came to America are more rare. The captions are hilarious. Perhaps he's explaining his theory. When he came to America, the press was almost breathless with excitement. There we go. This is Einstein with his assistant, Walter Mayer. First photo of the German genius arriving at the California Institute of Technology in Pasadena, where he will do research work for the next 3 months. January 4th, 1931. Einstein playing the violin. That's newsworthy. But they're really cool pictures. This is a famous shot. Einstein at the blackboard. You do wonder, is it the media that created our idea of what a genius should look like, or Einstein's image gave us that idea? Einstein's picture with a lot of famous people. Actually, this is an earlier photo, but it's talking about his death, so it was printed later. Their arrival in New York in 1931. It's a nice photo. There we go. I should go through a little more quickly, because you see a lot of different aspects of Einstein's life. This is Einstein with Willem de Sitter. I've seen that shot before. But this is a funny photo. Dr. Albert Einstein at the keyboard of a linotype machine in the composing room of the Jewish Daily Bulletin, January 15, 1933, as he participated in the inauguration ceremony of the newspaper's first tabloid edition and its circulation in the newsstands. His appearance was in the nature of a stund, and he obligingly poses for pictures, making a pretense of pressing the keys, but setting not one letter of type. 1933. There's another great one of him at the blackboard. Being honored by Harvard. Honorary degrees were conferred upon 12 men, including Einstein right there, of course. Walking through his life through these pictures. One of the great sailing pictures. Einstein loved to sail. Interesting fact, he never learned how to swim, so everybody's always worried about him because he wasn't a good sailor. He wasn't good with the sailboat either. Often got lost. Professor Albert Einstein began Adirondack's vacation today with a 9-hour sailing lark that really wound up as a towing operation with a reporter's speedboat on the pulling end. The famous mathematician is shown leaning against the mast of his boat. When you're a celebrity of Einstein status, that's news. Giving a lecture for the University of State of New York. His house. This sums up, the image of Einstein the genius. Rolled trousers, exposed bare ankles. And there was a pipe, a leather windbreaker, and an easy chair, all apparently natural parts of a great man, Dr. Albert Einstein. It's a glimpse into his study at home. Let me go through more quickly. This was newsworthy. Copies of his famous FDR letter. The letter he wrote to FDR warning that the Germans were creating an atomic bomb, the beginning of the Manhattan Project. And this, of course, was printed long after the war, made public. Einstein becoming an American citizen. There's a great one coming up of, this is good too. Einstein playing violin with the group. There's a wonderful one, as I was about to mention, of Einstein and Marie Curie. But first, Einstein speaks at a Jewish rally. Albert Einstein, physicist and professor emeritus at the Institute for the Advanced Study in Princeton, New Jersey, addresses opening rally of the 1946 Princeton United Jewish Appeal Drive at Princeton. Here's the Curie one. Marie Curie came to Einstein's home in 1948. It's a wonderful picture of them looking relaxed. It's another great photo. Einstein leaving the hospital after his abdominal aneurysm in 1949. It says, Einstein leaves the hospital clutching an unlighted pipe in his hand. There it is. Dr. Albert Einstein, renowned physicist and mathematician, is shown as he left Jewish Hospital here today for his home in Princeton, New Jersey. It's his family celebrating his birthday. Different views of Einstein. The captions are really worth spending time with, but I'm going to keep going through. His general relativity manuscript was printed as an image. The media covered that. Einstein looking authoritative here. Nice shot. And he's just said, Dr. Albert Einstein, world famous physicist. At this point, you don't have to say much more. This is the photo that appeared in the New York Times for his obituary. And there's a lot here. Even him attending a wedding becomes news. He does not look ready for this photo. But that's followed by a wonderful photo. Another candid. Einstein looking very happy. Even joyful. And this is a better caption for that photo. Dr. Albert Einstein's face lights up as he laughs heartily during a quiet celebration in honor of his 75th birthday. His 75th birthday was an occasion for a lot of pictures. And this is announcing his death, another photo announcing his death. I like this one too. Here we go. The image of the genius. Bushy hair, mustache, Einstein trademarks. Long bushy hair and thick mustache have been trademarks in the makeup of Dr. Albert Einstein, famed scientist who died April 18th at Princeton, New Jersey. He is shown here in various stages of his life. Einstein's son attending his funeral. Oh, this is a wonderful picture of his study. Familiar pipe on an open book. A cluttered desk and a background covered with mathematical equations surround the empty chair in Dr. Albert Einstein's office at the Institute for Advanced Study. It's his office at the time of his death. Some photos after his death. Bust created. More images of his son. Painting dedicated. Oh, and the announcement of the Einstein postage stamp. This collection is an important primary source. It helps us understand what the public saw, and perhaps even wanted to see in Einstein, and how the popular image of Einstein was created. As we see, an image of Einstein that we still hold today. Thank you. Please don't hesitate to reach out with any questions.